Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes of all teenagers, welcome back. Apologies, we're a couple minutes behind today, but had to make sure that everything was gonna launch properly and was extremely interested in making sure that my save did not corrupt, because last night when I finished this whole process here, my save corrupted and I was very upset. But I didn't notice that until after I had already finished the rendering and the upload process. So I was up very, 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 very late last night and very early this morning trying to make sure that our progress was consistent with the progress we had set on yesterday's stream. It was a lot. It was 3 extra hours of lost time. But we're here. We're back. And I took the liberty of exchanging a couple walls here or there to make sure that it actually cut down on some of the time that I spent, which was very helpful. It was nice to have my time cut down. So the big change that was made from yesterday to today was there will be a couple of objects that are out of place. These wooden doors are here now. Yeah, these wooden doors are here now. There will be a couple objects that are out of place. For instance, this wasn't here. And there will be, the posters are... actually, I think I fixed the posters, but I did for a moment have the posters flipped so that you had the enlist poster over here instead. But the most important change that was made is that these walls are not using the blue walls that have the blue top are not wallpaper. These are the actual blue walls themselves. Some of them still need to be wallpaper walls. Any walls that have windows on them, they are still wallpaper walls. But most of these I switched out so that we're using just actual blue walls now, which really cuts down on the number of. Sorry, very itchy nose here. It cuts down on the number of total wallpaper pieces I need to work with, which probably won't save me any frames with this terrible screen tear. But if it saves me anything, it will save me time, which is what I needed last night. But last night, for those of you who are new, who did not catch the previous stream or VOD, in which case you can check out the entire playlist of 44 other VODs on top of this. We have begun the build for the Jamaica Plains Police Department. After everything else that we've built here, we're finally getting to the Jamaica Plains Police Department. There is one change I do need to make here. This is supposed to be one of the blue corners, isn't it? Snappy builds, shell kit. Commercial 4, we want blue, and we need the blue corner. Yeah, that's what that one's supposed to be. Anyway, we've begun the police station build, which of course you can tell because there's a lot of blue. But yeah, we've begun the police station build. Yesterday we finished up the lobby here, which I think the lobby looks really cool. I also went ahead and installed an armor mod that gives me police armor. I don't remember which one it is, and because it's not a settlement-specific mod, I'm not going to put it in the mods list below, but you can go and find it. It's one of them on the Nexus. There's several, but this is like a police-specific one. And what I like is that it's the Boston Police. It's not it's not the police station of one particular settlement. It's not like the Diamond City Police or whatever. It's broad enough that it would have covered the entire Boston area. But it's narrow enough that it still applies specifically to this game. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I also like that it has firearms as part of the actual texture, which really helps when I go to judge, what kind of firearm they're going to be carrying and everything. It's nice that they've got it as part of the texture itself. But yeah, yesterday we completed the lobby here. We also went ahead and completed the holding cells here. This isn't a jail, and this is also not a prison. These are holding cells. These are temporary. This is a location to be used until the individual is either bailed or or sent to a jail or prison, or their trial or anything of the sort. Yeah, lots of visual glitches when I look this direction in the build menu, which is bothersome. Yeah, bothersome, but it's good. And I did with fixing the corrupted save. There's a couple of little changes I made here. I moved the bulletin board over so that the coffee machine isn't in front of the bulletin board. I instead of putting a radio well, rather the radio's over here. I instead of putting books over here, I just left that little space open. Gives just that little bit of extra space, that little bit of extra. It doesn't look too cluttered. It doesn't look too busy. It's just busy enough. There's still work that's done here, but it's not a massive mess. And today, well, actually, there's two more things. We worked on these bathrooms, which were very simple. I moved the signs from the sides here to up against that wall so that as you're walking, you can see which one it is instead of having to wait and turn to each of the doors. It just sort of helps communicate the bathrooms a lot easier. The bathrooms are built to as close as a perfect replica as I remember them from our previous stream. I think I got them down pretty well. And then we have the armory behind a security door and a terminal. I'll also have to go, and when we're done here, I'll have to put in all the heavy weaponry into the different weapon racks. But today we are working on primarily two rooms. We've got the conference room, and we've got the bullpen. These spaces need to be completed first before we go on to anything for the second floor, and these are our primary concern today. If we get nothing else except for these two rooms done, that will be fine. There's a lot of detailing that needs to go into these two rooms. Obviously, it'd be nice to get more done, but if this is all we do, then it's still, a successful day. Okay. I believe we're going to start here with the conference room. Yeah, so we've got 2.5 blocks of space here. If we want to do anything. 2.5 blocks of space. Well, thank you for saying it looks exactly the same. You know what? That means I did my job. That means I did my job and it came out well. I'm glad that it looks the same. That was a big concern, and I know that there are some sticklers, myself included, who probably would have been like, "Wait a second, those walls are different. What happened here? Why is there blue now instead of white on the top of the walls?" and all that kind of stuff. I'm a stickler for those kinds of details, so I go with the expectation. Right or wrong, I go with the expectation that everyone else is. Okay. So I think we're gonna use... Yeah, we're gonna use a couple of these. A couple of these guys. Alright, and then I'd like to try and line these up to be even with the door, which means about halfway is what I'm looking for. If we've got 2.5 blocks of space here, then halfway on this should be about even on both sides. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'll put some chairs in. Yeah, we'll put some chairs in, a couple filing cabinets on one side. On the other side, we'll probably put, you know, another coffee machine, lots of coffee. Lots and lots of coffee. Do I want to put chairs all around the table or just on the back, on the sides and the back of the table? I think I'll do that just for the sake of, you know, getting in and out of the space. I can also put some chairs up against the wall, you know, but for the sake of getting in and out of this space, that's probably what'll happen. Unless I want the door to swing. Well, yeah, we could do that. We could have the door swing outwards, because the only thing that will be here will be a set of stairs. It's not like there's going to be... This is going to be impeding a ton of traffic, because we've also got this back way around. We really need to. Okay, yeah, we'll have the door swing out then. And then I can put chairs all the way around it. Cool. Yeah, that works for me. Let's go for one of the restored chairs. Or I guess renovated. I mean, you can't give me a blue chair and say I'm not going to use it for the police station. And then how many do I want to put on each? I think 4 and 4 would probably be fine. I can have them tucked in even if I need to. Okay, how do I want these spaced out? Alright, cool. I like that. Yeah, okay. That will do fine. Alright, cool. Yeah, this is going to be a nightmare to actually walk around. In fact, I can't walk around it. So here's what we'll do. We'll move you in and you in. There we go. Now I can. Barely. But I can. Ooh. Okay, well. What's important is that it works. I'm going to be using a lot of these renovated pieces of furniture on the Croup Manor build. Ooh, that'll be fun. That'll be a very fun build. Hopefully a small build, but I know myself well enough. I'm not going to say definitively that it'll be a smaller build, but that will be lots and lots of fun. Especially figuring out how the basement will work. How I'll connect all that back together. That will be a challenge. Interesting, but still a challenge. Okay, we have a few more things to place in here. We've got a coffee machine we need to place, which means we need something to set the coffee machine up on. We're gonna go tables, businesses. I think if we were to use something like this, we'd have enough room. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe. Can I walk around it? No, of course I can't. You know, it actually kind of looks like I've got more room over here and over here. And I think that's because I do, don't I? No, I've got the same amount of room. I measured these tables out properly. I've got basically the same amount of room on both sides. Okay. I mean, it'd be funny, but kind of stupid for me to put another coffee machine right out here, especially because it'd be in the way of the inmate transfer. Oh, not inmate transfer. It's not prisoner transfer. It's not inmate transfer. It's something else. But you know what I mean. There would be a little too much, or I guess too little room. You know what? Here's how we'll mitigate that. We will put a couple of coffee pots actually inside the room on the tables themselves. That's how we'll mitigate this. There we go, one for each side. In the center, you know, we'll do like a vase or something. Smokes and ashtrays. All right, nice. On the ceiling, we're gonna have a big ceiling fan, so we don't need any, you know, any individual fans in here. but we do want a vase. Probably not flowers, but we'll go with a vase. We've got a lot of flowers going on. I think I'll just go for a cool looking vase. Yeah, that looks good. One less thing you got to try and keep alive, you know? One less thing. All right, cool. Not everything's exactly centered here, but that's okay. Honestly, it adds a little bit more character. Just adds a little bit more more individuality for there not to just be everything always perfectly well aligned. Especially in a lived-in space. You don't want everything perfectly aligned in a live-in space. Sure, you want the furniture to be generally in order so that it's nice to look at. But not everything on top of that furniture needs to be, you know, a perfect angle or anything. People live in here, and people aren't perfectly ordered creatures. Okay, but we are putting things on the walls. We're putting some paintings. Wall decorations, paintings. We'll go with a couple traditionals. With our favorite frame 1. Very standard, very, very easy. Yeah, why not? I like that ship. We've not used you before. We'll also go with a portrait. All right, I like that. On the back wall, of course, we've got the windows, so we're not going to worry about putting too much on the back wall. We will put a clock probably as close to center on this wall as we can. Ooh, we got it almost smack dab in the center. That's great. I'm very happy with that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's simple. It's simple, but it's effective. It's very effective. Anything else? Anything else? Ooh, I did say filing cabinets, didn't I? Would we have the room to navigate around them? Probably not. So no, I won't worry about filing cabinets. We'll have some sort of archive room on the second floor, or third if we end up doing a third floor. I don't really know that we're gonna end up doing a third floor yet, but if we do, I'll put the archives room somewhere on one of those 2 floors. All right. Well, I'm happy with that. That's pretty solid. Yeah. It's not overly done. It doesn't need to be overly decorated. It just needs to function. Just needs to be the room itself. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a multi-purpose space. The multi-purpose space itself shouldn't be too, you know, its default state shouldn't be too decorated. Whereas this is a purpose-built location. This is a lobby. The lobby needs certain things. You need reception, you need a waiting area, you need some sort of refreshments. This is a purpose-built space. The bullpen will be a purpose-built space. You're gonna have lots of desks in here. Each desk is going to reflect the personality of the individual that uses it. So, you know, you're gonna have a few different things going on. Well, more than a few. You're gonna have a lot of different stuff going on each of the desks. No 2 desks, or 2 desk clumps rather, should look exactly the same. All this kinds of stuff. At least that's how I think about it, because I am the kind of crazy person who says, let's make a game reflect the real world. But that's a different conversation. I don't know. Probably lots for a therapist to chew on one day. Okay. Yeah, we'll put in the roof and then we'll put in the lights. We're going Snappy, Shell Kit. Floors clean. Yeah, I'm looking for a few different things to do. It'd be nice, yeah, it'd be nice to have a couple game suggestions to play after Fallout. If you got something, let me know. I'll check it out and maybe I'll go for it. And the ceiling fan, yeah. Wonderful. Nice and clean. Nothing, nothing overdone. Nothing overdone. Maybe I'll put up a bulletin board, but that'll be about it. That'll be about it. Maybe a bulletin board on both ends. You know, these walls do seem a little empty. Awesome. That's the way to go. Okay, yeah, that's the perfect. I was missing something. That's the perfect amount of detail. I mean, yeah, I'd be down. I'd be down for, I mean, most types of games, you know, as long as it's not, you know, NSFW content. I'm probably down to play it. Probably down to play it, and I'm a big fan of a lot of different creative and building games. I've been meaning to get into City Skylines too. I just haven't decided it's a worthwhile purchase yet. Obviously, you know, big fan of Minecraft stuff. I've got plenty of Minecraft stuff on this channel already. The trouble I've been running into with Minecraft is once the stream is off, I can't allow myself to do too much progress, because the moment that I decide that that's a thing I'll do, the difference between episodes will be like a mountain is missing. Like an entire like, okay, if I was doing more than 3 hours of streaming a day, if I could afford to, you know, just decide to stream for however long I was comfortable streaming for, I could totally get a whole lot of stuff done. But if I'm just going to be doing a monotonous task for 3 hours, that's not as interesting, because in Minecraft, 3 hours could be spent purely on landscaping before you build your project. That could be an entire 3 hours. If I choose to do all of that stuff off camera, okay. Mountain is there in episode 1, mountain is gone in episode 2. Why didn't you show us any of that progress, you know? That kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, those are all great ideas. I've tried to get into SimCity. I think SimCity for me is running into the same problem that City Skylines is. There's a lot of DLC that that's expected that you get for the game. there's a lot of DLC that's expected for you to get for the game. I don't know how much of Planet Coaster or Zoo or the zoo building games to do that as well. I've got Subnautica. I could probably run Subnautica. It's been a long time since I've played. It might be time for a replay. Might be time for a replay. Like, for City Skylines, I didn't buy any of the DLC for the first one, and I had basically the exact same City Skylines experience as people who bought the DLC. The difference was, you know, stuff like weather or maybe a theme pack or something like that. But I don't know enough about City Skylines 2 to say that, you know, the experience is the same. But I know, at least with the Sims games, they've got a reputation. They've got a certain reputation of requiring a certain amount of buy-in before you go and actually commit a ton of hours to the games, which that could be a completely unjustified reputation, and I could be completely wrong on it. I'm more than happy to be proven wrong if that's the case. I just don't know that I'll be proven wrong. All right. What else do we want to do to the hallway here? What else do we need to do to the hallway? I mean, we'll put up a clock. Yeah, we'll put up a clock. There should be plenty of publicly available clocks. I mean, I'd also be into some of like the driving sim games if I had a driving wheel to use them with. I think some of the driving sim games would be fun, you know, truck simulator, farm simulator, all that kind of stuff. I don't know how fun they would be in the long run, but they could be interesting as well. It could be quite interesting. Yeah, we're gonna go with some more posters, definitely putting up some propaganda. Not even because these propaganda posters would make a whole ton of sense to most of the people today, but because, you know, they were part of the police station, so they must have been important at the time. They were here when we got here, so they must mean something. Like the way that a lot of his like basically I'm taking the route of historians talking about ancient cultures and we don't know what the hell happened, so we're just like, yeah, probably an important thing. I don't know. Something happened here. This meant something to somebody. That's the angle we're running with here. Yeah, I could do strategy games. Actually, yeah, that could be interesting. I've got a couple of them. Oh, you know what? So in a similar vein to the Sims and City Skylines, I did finally get a copy of Anno 1800 when they had the big sale for whatever their anniversary thing was. That and they had the whatever their big edition that's usually like several $100s was available for $60, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm literally never getting a better price than that. So I picked up Anno 1800. I've spent a couple hours in it. I don't know. I think it's a cool game. I just haven't had the time to really sink my teeth into it. I think that one would be pretty solid. And then of course, you know, you've got like the Civilization games and Total War, Age of Empires, stuff like that. Yeah, I'll certainly look into it. It all sounds interesting, but we've got a long ways to go before I run out of things to do in Fallout. A long ways to go before I run out of settlement builds to complete. Oh boy. I don't know, man. Maybe we were just destined to be friends. Maybe that's why we like all the same games, you know? Maybe that's what it is. Must be it. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Although I would say, if you're willing to spend 3 hours watching some dude meticulously build a police station in Fallout, chances are you're probably interested in some very tedious games, some very detail-oriented projects. Chances are, it's probably your thing. Alright, so this is where the stairs will come up. I haven't decided if they're going to be... the top is going to be that edge or that edge, because that'll change how we go ahead and organize really the whole area. But we'll worry about that afterwards. We got this section to work on now, and I think I want to wait to put those in until I've decided what this whole space is going to look like. Yeah, definitely. Niche is the word that I was looking for. Good job. It's a good word. It is a good word. Okay. So what are we going to do in here? It might be easier to work on the walls and everything that'll be up against the walls before I work on the actual placement of the desks and everything. At the same time, if I place the desks and chairs first, I can figure out what room I have to place things on the walls, or you know, filing cabinets in locations and stuff like that. So yeah, I think just for spatial orientation, we'll start with the desks. We'll go with those first. All right, furniture, tables, office. The vault desks could be interesting, but we're gonna go with the classic office desk. Yeah, okay, we'll go like that. Yeah, absolutely. Those games, I mean, that's one of the things I appreciate about them as well. They're very relaxed. They can get a little crazy if you're not in control of the situation. But as long as you can stay in control of the situation, it's very laid back. It's very standard. It's very regimented, very regular. It's nice to watch. It's the reason people love. It's the reason people love all kinds of super complex machines all working together perfectly. When everything does what it's supposed to, it looks awesome. Looks so cool. Okay, so for the police department, all the officers are going to be paired off. They're going to work as partners. That would be very standard. That would be stuff that would be very familiar. That's how police forces tend to work. And with Nick Valentine having literally having the memories and personality imprint of an actual detective in the Boston police force from 219 years before the time setting of this build. It would be very difficult to mess this up. It'd be very difficult to explain why the police force operates differently, or why the partner system isn't still used and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's 100 different reasons why it wouldn't make sense to just forego that. So we're gonna hold on to it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we just got a bunch more desks to place before I go ahead and worry about the rest of this. Alright, that occupies approximately the same space, which is what we need. Yeah, the last thing I want to do is to block the armory door. But I'd also like to put at least one more pair of desks in this zone. Probably two, if I could fit them, but we'll see. We'll see. Probably one more pair of desks. I have to remind myself, on the second floor there will still be a bunch of offices, and those offices will have pairs of desks as well, because again, buddy system, kind of an important thing in a working police force. There we go. We need to turn it around, and then what was it? 100 way. All right, that'll do. And then I think we could probably place one more here, but again, I don't want to mess with the armory door. The armory door is like a little bit more important to me than making sure that that hallway is perfectly open. Because you shouldn't really be entering in here unless you've got like a reason to be. Yeah, okay. I think I'll go with one more, kinda centered here, you know? Okay, yeah, that'll do. That'll work pretty nice. Great. Great. Yeah, that will be no problem. All the chairs, that's great. Okay. So now with the desks all placed, I should yeah, I'll place the chairs next just to get them out of the way. Cuz they'll be annoying. There we go with that one. And there. We'll move all the chairs so that, you know, that people can actually sit in them as soon as I got them placed. If I can get, you know, 90% of the work taken care of for these chairs, then we're good. Right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Good. Good. And we've got these 4 guys here. I think that should be enough. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. Could probably move this guy out a little bit more. You're fine. You're fine. You could use a bit of a move. And so could you. Oof. All right, that's good. that's much more palatable. All right. All right. Sorry, it's been a long day over here. Very long day. I'm trying to stay, you know, amped, excited, and all pumped for what's going on, but it's been a long day. I'm a bit sleepy. A little sleepy over here. A little bit. Also hungry, but I've been driving all day. I haven't had a chance to eat something. Alright, we're gonna go furniture, containers, office. And this is the big boy. We need a few of these. We're gonna place them up against this wall. We'll place a couple small ones on top. Why not? We got the room for it. Yeah, that's good. That's not impeding anything. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. And then we've got the space back here as well. We'll just line up a bunch of them. We'll go ahead and line these up, and then we'll just decide which of them are going to be opened and closed. Yeah, okay. We'll line them up to the backs, and to the back over here. Okay. No, what did I do? I should have been more careful. Okay. Well, we'll place that one back. Oh man. All right, cool. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we could put a few of the short ones on top. Why not? Why not? Yeah, okay. That works. Doesn't look too regulated. Like over there, that's fine. Yeah, having the desks really does help to really visualize the kind of space that we actually have in this room in comparison to what it kind of felt like earlier. And how I can really interact with it. What I think I'm gonna do, we're gonna see how well this works. Shell kit, interior, blue. I'm gonna check this guy out. What can I do with you? It's hard to put you there. Where else? I'd probably have to put one on this side too, wouldn't I? That's okay. Yeah. Alright, still plenty of room to navigate the space. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm not going to try and put this, I'm not going to try and center that because people still need to walk through this space. So that'll stay off-centered. Still plenty of room to navigate. Alright, cool. Cool. What else? What else? Before I go to decorating each of the desk clusters. Let's see. Also, I can just fill this section in. I was gonna try and match up all the floor bits, but it's really not worth my time. Yeah, we'll just go like that. And then we'll just have the 2.5 by 3 space be its own little cluster that I have to put all the flooring to. I mean, you know, a clock on the wall probably, but other than that and some posters that I'll decide after I've finished up the desk clusters, I think that's about it. Yeah, we're not gonna put doors there or there, because that's you know, it would impede the flow of the space, as it were, and also make it very difficult for NPCs to move in and out of the space. We've got doors there because it's kind of important that we've got doors separating the lockup from the precinct itself, and a door to the conference room. But again, this is supposed to be a quieter space. It's multi-purpose, but it's supposed to be a quieter space anyway. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty well. Okay. In that case, I'll put a clock on the back wall. That way, hopefully, the majority of people can see it without problem. Yeah, okay. Sorry, much lower energy today than I usually am. I'm very focused on trying not to fall asleep right now while I do all this. Not because I find this boring, but because I've been driving for 6 hours today, on top of everything I had to do when I reached my destination. It's been a very involved day. It's yeah, just been a very long day here. The map of the Commonwealth. I mean, what? Here, I guess. Yeah, 3 hours to the location, and then I had a bunch of responsibilities at the location, and then 3 hours back. Which, to be fair, that's not the worst. I've done I've done more for less, but yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of driving, a whole lot of driving. Might be confused as to why I'm putting Minutemen Propaganda inside the police station, because there's not a whole lot of other stuff that's great. Not a whole lot of other great related posters to place down. And it is the Minutemen who have defended this place and made it a viable settlement again, so you kind of, you know, you kind of have to live with it. Also gonna need some bulletin boards. Lots of bulletin boards. Maybe even a chalkboard. Who knows? Maybe someone likes chalkboards. Maybe that's someone's thing, you know? You never know what you're gonna find. You never know what you're gonna find. I think maybe something got a little lost in translation there for the sentence, but I thank you for the sentiment. I do agree with the sentiment. It was a lot of driving, and this is very restful for me. Very restful. Probably not as restful as a nap, but I've got obligations, you know. I said 6 days a week, and unless there's health reasons why I can't make 6 days a week, I'm gonna do my best to make 6 days a week for these streams. I mean, not too many other... Oh, actually, yes, we do have other posters. We've got the Curo tab. They've got posters. And we'll go ahead and we'll place a missing dog poster on the bulletin board. And right out here. Alright, I think that's pretty good. I don't like placing a whole ton of posters, only because at some point it just gets monotonous and kind of, you know, like, okay, does this poster have anything to do with what you're doing here? I wish that weren't the case. I would love to make my own posters for this game, but that'd be a massive mod with probably 100 individual posters and would be extremely niche and specific to my needs and nothing else. That's basically how that would work. Yeah, I mean, I can't necessarily fault the logic there. It makes sense. It makes sense that I should be that I definitely should be taking a nap. That would be the healthy thing to do, but I do not make the healthiest decisions with my life all the time, as much as I should. All right, we've got you. Ooh, come on. All the easy ones to place first is the goal. Not that any of these are particularly difficult, but you know, it'd be nice. Either way, when we're done here, I am going to be busy rendering and uploading this. So I'm going to be sitting here for a while anyway. Maybe then, well, no, I'll be very hungry. I'll need to grab something to eat. But so for those who have been interested in getting into streaming, having done this for almost 6 months daily, Yeah, having done this for 6 months, almost daily, taking off only Sundays, it's a bit of a vicious cycle. If you haven't done this before yourself, or do not have close family or friends who do this, it can be quite a vicious cycle. From the time that you start, from the time that you start, you're sort of limited by a few factors. You're limited by your internet connection as to as to the quality of the stream. You're limited by the technology that you have and and what platform you're streaming on. But most importantly, your time is the biggest limiter, because if you're going to stream and you are not, and you're streaming and uploading the video somewhere separately, the VOD, you're going to have to dedicate extra amount of time to that VOD, whether it's editing the VOD down or rendering the VOD into a new file, like I do, because I'll take any breaks or any music, the first 2 minutes of the stream, and then any breaks that I take during the stream, I will edit out for the VOD, which means I then have to render all that footage, which, while the footage itself won't have changed all that much, the higher quality the image I'm looking for and the higher quality the game I'm playing, the longer the footage takes to render. For instance, the Pokemon and Koromon gameplay, the rendering of that, I got that down to like 20-30 minutes. Super easy stuff. That's because it's a 16 and 32-bit game. It's not going to be the most graphically intensive thing for my computer to work with. On the other hand, a Fallout stream can take me easily an hour and a half to render, on top of the 2 hours of upload time. Even though I pay for very good internet, it's still a long process. And then everything has to, all the checks have to be made and everything else. So really, your biggest limiting factor is time. Now, I could have gone ahead and said, I'm going to stream this on YouTube to cut out a big chunk of this procedure, cut out the VOD procedure. If I were to do that now, however, the algorithm would treat my the algorithm would treat my channel very differently than it has been so far. So far, my channel has been treated like a channel that uploads 3-hour-long content, not a channel that streams 3-hour-long content on YouTube. If my channel were treated like one that streams 3-hour content on YouTube, the algorithm would put me in a completely separate category and limit my viewership, limit the number of viewers I get for a significant amount of time, because it would be sending me to a different audience. Right now, it's sending me to an audience that likes to watch build videos and 3-hour-long pieces of content. 3-hour-long pieces of uploaded content specifically. If I were to start streaming this on YouTube, cutting out the middleman for myself, yes. If I were to start streaming this on YouTube right now without a built-in audience, it would say, "Oh, okay, we're going to hand you over to people who like to watch live content on YouTube because you're doing this live." And the majority of live stream viewers on YouTube do not go back to watch the VOD. That's just the way that the statistics all roll out. That's not to say anything bad. That's just the way that it works. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as the saying goes. But it doesn't make it easy for me. It means there's still a churn, and there's still an uphill battle on either end for me to grow. But if I change my process up now, it will take me longer than if I just keep to the process I'm at. The trade-off being I have less time to myself at the end of the day. Not that I necessarily have a particularly crazy personal life anyway. I don't need, I'm not the kind of guy who really needs to do a whole lot of extroverted public stuff. I don't need to go out and hang out with friends all the time. I don't need to go and, well, I actually don't really know how to describe this, because it's not the most common thing for my age group. I just, I'm very content, sort of living within my means and hanging out on my own and just chilling. But of course, you know, there's always a trade-off somewhere. Always a trade-off somewhere. It just comes down to how comfortable you are with it. Is the that's how you got here in reference to the algorithm, you know, handing you the kind of thing that you like? Yeah, I mean, YouTube's algorithm really knows what it's doing. Man, it knows its people. It knows its people really, really well. And you know, there's a reason we kind of have to placate it at times. As much as I despise that idea, I despise the idea of having to please some sort of robot god that will determine my success on this platform just because it you know, by virtue of whether or not I achieve all of its requirements. At the same time, if I'm successful on this platform, it is the most freeing lifestyle out there, because the kinds of things I can provide for my family are basically unprecedented if I can be successful here. But yeah, as a Christian, I'm not the biggest fan of having to please a robot god in order to make money. Not my number one thing. Yeah, build vids and long format vids. I mean, I watch all that same kind of stuff. There's a reason I thought, hey, Fallout would be a pretty solid idea for me to start streaming. That would work. Yeah. Honestly, when I'm just sitting here rendering things and waiting for things to upload, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm watching documentaries, I'm watching build videos for ideas on what to do next. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. The algorithm knows. They certainly know. What I will say about the algorithm is that it has been very favorable to me recently, and that and I'm very, I mean, it's an accomplishment for me to say that I have more subscribers than I do videos right now, and that probably doesn't sound like a big thing, but I have around 155 videos right now, and I have 160 something subscribers. And for the first 6 months, it wasn't like that, and so I am very thankful for it. I'm sure that's not a massive thing for a lot of people, but I'm very thankful that that's the case. Yeah, just looking in the general direction of the motel is not the smartest move right now. Not the smartest move. Alright, we've got just a couple of these left. Time really does fly when you're when you've been driving for 6 hours and you're kind of in a weird void space where you're not great at tracking time right now. Time really does fly. It's already been nearly half the stream, and I feel like I've not done a ton. We definitely have. It just doesn't necessarily feel that way. We've done quite a bit. think that's all the lighters. Yes. Yeah, that should be all the lighters. No, we've got these. Oh boy, how did I forget you? How did I forget you? Now we just need to do the same with the, need to do the same with all the cigarette packs. And almost done. Come on. We're close. We're close. Yeah, that'll do. That will do. Now we've got, you know, we got to put some files, some pens and paper and everything, all that kind of stuff. Now the files we're going to use will be in here. Because these would all be case files, I'll use the detective case file. Confidential case file. We'll use these. Random number of them on each desk. You know, between 1 and 5, probably. I'd say the average is probably 3. Well, thank you for being very happy for the channel's growth. I am too. It's very wild to see it happening in real time. Because, I mean, I know that it's a slow process, and I have to remind myself, hey, hold on, don't jump the gun here. Don't jump the gun here, you got a ways to go. But it's also really cool to see. Also really cool to watch something that I've poured all my time and energy into actually grow. It is wild. It is wild, and honestly, the knowledge that there are people out there that are interested in hearing what I have to say is astounding to me. I have never been the most confident when it comes to public speaking or anything where I know that other people have the opportunity of hearing what I have to say outside of, you know, family, close friends, that kind of stuff. I've never been the most confident with it. It took me a long time to get comfortable in front of the microphone. Very, very long time. And I'm still, you know, I'm still figuring out how to make sure that I can talk for 3 hours without 2 minutes of dead air every so often. Still trying to figure that part out, but I think we're doing okay on that end. You know, as long as I've got something I can explain, I seem to be okay with that. But it is a lot. It's a lot to take in, and it's you know, I gotta keep myself in check. Because if I get too excited about it too quickly, then it very clearly will not succeed. If I get too big for my own good, then it will definitely fail. And I'd rather not think of myself too highly before I've even gotten off the ground with this stuff. All right, what else do I want to put? Yes, a phone. There'll be a phone for each desk. We'll have it in between the two terminals if we can. All right, I like that. There is a standard operating procedure with each of these. And there's a couple more things, probably some pens. Well, definitely some pens, maybe some pencils that I'll place down. There's a standard operating procedure with how I decorated all of them, but it looks very individual. It actually feels like it's all cohesive. And that was the goal. Yeah, let's go put some pens. Now, I'll barring any familial crises or health problems, tomorrow I should be much more chipper and much more prepared, much more high energy and ready to finish everything. Well, hopefully finish everything. I don't know how much we're gonna get done today outside of this set of rooms here. I know we will get things done, but that's about all I can guarantee. Is that things are going to be worked on. Okay, that's good. That's good. I would put coffee cups down, but do I need to? Would that be too much for this space? I think that might be a little too much for this space. Not that there's not room. I think it would just get a little overboard if I put down some coffee cups. I will go ahead and place a radio right up here because we've got the space for it. The radio would look good. All right, that's nice. That's a good bullpen. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot else to say. I think this is a well-decorated room. For as few of these as I've done, I'm a big fan of the decorating like an office space. I really enjoyed doing this for the town hall as well. The town hall and then the copywriter's cubicle room for public occurrences. Really enjoy setting up all these desks and working on all the little decorations for that. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It is very fun. Okay. So let's go ahead and attach we'll attach the ceiling and then put in the ceiling lights or light or however many we're going with here. Probably two. Yeah, we'll have one there and one back here instead of one in the center. Because if it's just the one in the center, I question how much of the room it could light up. But we'll see. We will see. In fact, I think those are the first ones I'm going to work on attaching. Alright, if I can get you lined up, then I can use commands from here. Alright, great. And we'll go for these, then we'll get all the rest of the ceiling plugged in. This is more or less what we do with these. We do kind of just plug everything together. That's good. No slapping anything? Wonderful. Wonderful. Better be the same over here. Otherwise, we're going to have trouble. Oh, great. Perfect. No slapping. No objects hitting each other. That's what you like to see. That is what you like to see. And I do think the pillars really add to the space. Yeah, that'll look really nice. We'll close it up and then we'll see what the light looks like. Oh, perfect. That's exactly the amount of light I was hoping for. That's amazing. Okay, good. Good, that works wonders. That works wonders. Now we have to decide which direction are the stairs going to rise. Because here's the difficulty. I could try for another hallway system, whatever. Or I could go ahead and create a little box here for the stairs. I could create a little box, and the job of this box is basically, hey, we use this box. We can enter and exit the box from whichever side the stairs rise up to, and we can go to the second and third floor using this. That would probably be the best way to handle it, and then I can have a separate hallway system that's actually a hallway system. And that would leave me plenty of room for offices and everything on this floor. And plenty of room that way. Or I can just have the stairs go up, have the hallway be wherever I've got the stairs set up to, and then work from there. Which I don't know. That doesn't seem as fun to me. We're probably going to have the toilets on the same side that we already had them, just for the sake of simplicity and convenience. I don't know, probably. But we've got time to figure it out. We have time to figure it out. Even if it takes the rest of the stream, we've got time to figure it out, and then we can decorate from there. It would probably help if I actually placed the stairs first. First, we decide which side the stairs are going on. Don't need to be too overly scrupulous about this. It's either the stairs are being placed like that, and you rise facing towards the entrance, or they rise up here, and you face towards the lockup and the back wall. One of the two. Now, from the lobby, it is certainly more intuitive to walk into the lobby and walk up the stairs than to walk into the lobby, turn around, and walk up the stairs. And because it's more intuitive, I think we'll go with this. I think this is the direction we're headed. We'll have that clock there, which will be there. Awesome. That's good. Okay. Right, so here's the deal. What I could do, and what I think I will do, is I will have the stairs for the third floor go up on this side instead of over on this side. And I'll show you why in just a second. So if we have the stairs rising on this floor, and we build the box out here, I'll show you what that box is going to look like. Okay, good. Okay, come on. What I'm trying to do is show everyone something cool. There's something cool I'm trying to do. Let's not get in the way here. Hold on, why is that half different than that half? What's going on here? What's the difference? Is it just a shorter half? No. That's strange. That doesn't exist in the, that does not exist within the other guy. Within the white set. It does not exist within the white set, so what's the different? There we go. That's what I wanted. Jeez. All that work. All that work. That was completely unnecessary, and I was very quiet for that whole process, but we got it. All right. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a small, essentially, well, a stairwell. I'm trying to create a stairwell. I don't know why I said essentially. That's literally what I'm doing. I'm trying to create a stairwell here that we can use for the second and possibly third floor section that provides more room for us to place hallways and for us to place office spaces. That's the goal. That is the goal. There we go. It's that simple. This is what I wanted. This is all I wanted. We got the stairwell. We've got the landing here for the stairwell. To be fair, that means we have to extend this section out so that we've got a landing as well. That's not hard. That's not the difficult part here. Okay, this back wall might prove a little troublesome. Just a little bit. Alright, that's good. Well, these corners are gonna... We'll hold off. We'll hold off on the corners until I know what corners we actually do need, now that I think about it. We'll hold off on these guys. Okay. We got the stairwell. Whole stairwell set up. I won't fill that in until I absolutely know that we're doing a third floor. But until then, we've got the stairwell set up here. I'm gonna turn essentially the half all the way around here into a hallway space. We got more narrow hallways, which will be a little more difficult to work with, but that's okay, because I want as much office space as I can muster for the rest of this. Yeah, we'll definitely need to bring the hallway out this way. We know that's going to be, those are going to be bathrooms, as they were last time. Narrow hallway, but a hallway. I think it's important that we've got a bit of a landing space here. Honestly, even if we don't do a third floor, we can have roof access to the police station, which would kind of be a big deal. You know, we could land vertibirds. We could, you know, set up defenses if we needed to from the police station. That wouldn't be so bad. Not so bad at all. Oh, okay. I'll just go like that. Because I want to see what would happen if I did something like this. I mean, I like it. I like it. It keeps the same dimensions. It's got the same depth. It's just at an angle. What could I do with that, though? What could I do with that that would actually be interesting? At the very least, I know these walls are going here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted -1. Why did I put -10? Alright, that works. What could I even use that room for? I don't know, but what this does do is it creates another space where I can create the hallway effect again. This might be a terrible idea. I don't know. Right now we're just looking to see what we can do. We're just trying to figure this out. I've got no plan right now for the second floor other than we need offices and hallways to get to those offices. This entire section is viable to not exist within the next 24 hours. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just figure out what happens. Just gonna see where this stuff goes. I'm glad I understand the math of this well enough to know that that would attach there. And for the bathroom, that wall goes there. All right. So what could we even do with this kind of space? How would we divide this up, if at all? If at all. How would we divide this space up? I know what I'd do with that wall. That wall's not particularly difficult. I can just stack the shell brick walls on top of their individual slices. That's fine. With this space, I think what I'd do no, that wouldn't work. Ah, but that would. Okay. Okay, I know what I'd do here. Yes. Everything is on base 8 when it comes to all the actual movement of any of these objects here. Base 8 is the proper positioning of everything, which is to say everything is in multiples of 8 up to 256. A single full square here. The wide faces, if you were just to take the texture of the wide face of the square, this is a 256 by 256 pixel or unit texture, which is why you'll have 512, 1024, 2K and 4K textures that you can go ahead and download. But these are each of the large faces are 256 units by 256 units. So, you know, it's not even a full 1000 it's not a full 1K texture even. It's a 0.25K texture. It's a quarter K texture. If you want to look at it that way. But the units match up exactly to the number of pixels on each of these textures. So if I were to move one unit in the X or Y direction, then you would move this object by 1 pixel over. Very helpful to use base 8 math. A lot of the most popular games do. I mean, everything in Minecraft can come down to base 8 with their, you know, even with the maximum stackable objects being 64 or some multiple of 8, which is very helpful. Very helpful. And of course, it makes sense for Minecraft because Minecraft everything's pixels. Makes perfect sense. So this is kind of a crappy layout. Not gonna lie, not the biggest fan of the way this all turned out, but it certainly turned out, didn't it? We'll stand up here and we'll check it out. Not the biggest fan of the way this all turned out. So I think instead I will probably just not complicate things too much. Yeah, I'm just not gonna even worry about complicating all this nonsense. This is just not... Not totally worth it, all this. Okay, but how will I simplify it? I guess that's the real question. How will I simplify this? Because there's a few things I like. There's a few things that are going to stay. I'm going to, you know, all the offices should have windows. That's fine. That'll stay. Which means we're going to have a lot of empty central space, but we can figure something out to do with the central space. Okay, it's an interesting idea, and maybe at a different build that I didn't want everything to be easy to work with and everything to be on the XY axis exactly. Maybe I'd use it. Maybe I'd use it. We've already got enough angles as it is, so I'm not going to be super worried about it. We know this is where the toilets are going to be, just for the sake of simplicity. That is, that's by no means a problem to come to terms with here. What we can do is go about fixing most of these other pieces, though, because a lot of this other stuff isn't necessarily self-evident. What I'll do here is I'll add a wall here, a wall here. This will be an office space. This will be maybe an office space, maybe archives. Got this big section back here we got to figure something to do with. But yeah, we can split a bunch of these into offices. That won't be trouble. Although what we will do here is we'll turn this into 2 office spaces. We got that, and then hopefully, there we go. That was easier. So yeah, we got those 2 offices right there, right in front of the, Oh, I know what I'll turn. Okay, of course, it's a police station. What else would I turn this space into? Or one of these angled spaces, but let's be real. I'll turn this space into it, and the adjoining space will be an office, but really something else entirely. Okay, I'll leave you guys in suspense for that. It's a police station. That should be enough info for you guys to know exactly what my plan for that is. Now we'll divide the rest of these into offices. And what we'll do is, I think, if we've got the room for it, we'll have the offices be 2 blocks each, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, yeah, and then we just have the corner sections. Yep, 2, 4, 6. And 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. I mean, 1.5, but still 2 in general. The idea is that there's 2 here. It's just, you know, you gotta contend with this angled piece at the end of the day. Not the best. Not the best. We could make this even easier on ourselves. Close off the angles entirely and not touch them. We really could. There's nothing that says we necessarily need to. There's no particular reason why that would even necessarily be something that we worry about, these angle pieces. We got the lobby. The lobby, I'm happy with the way the lobby looks. But outside of the lobby, these angles don't really provide me too much in terms of usable space. So I might just not even worry about them, and I might just close them off. I might just close them off entirely. That might be the move. That might actually just be the move for all the corner pieces. Again, not the worst thing. Not the worst thing for me. But then we've got this massive space in the center, which I can probably carve up easily. Easily enough, anyway. And we got an office here and here, so it's not like I can completely cut this section off, but what I can do go like this. Place a pillar there. This will be an open space. Maybe we'll, I don't know, maybe we'll put a little cafeteria in here. Something. We'll put something up here. Yeah, okay. Okay. And you know what? For these two angles, we'll figure something to do with we'll turn these two angles into archive rooms. Two different archive rooms. We'll just do that for these two. That simplifies things. That simplifies things over here. We got those two. Okay, yeah, this will be a fun space to decorate. I think this will be that main room of the two. These two rooms will be dedicated to the same purpose. I think this one will be the one that's actually dedicated to it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And then we got to add in the doors here for the bathrooms. Probably the same setup. Yeah, men's room, women's room. Just because, again, the corner door allows me to put a urinal back here, which I can't really do on that one. Yeah. You know what? Go like that. Maybe try and center this. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. Great. We've got only 5 corners we need to fill in with the little corner pieces, which is fine. That's one more than we previously had. Not that that's really that wasn't going to be a massive problem in the first place, but it's nice to know. How many of these ooh, and screen tearing. We've also got screen tearing. All right, with our remaining 50 minutes, what are we going to get out of the way for tomorrow? We're going to, of course, work on the exterior walls. That's the first thing we're going to do. And then if we've got time, which there's no reason we shouldn't, if we've got time, we'll work on the bathrooms next. Those are just not not worth a whole lot of attention. It's copy paste. We know how it works. I'm only paying attention to it because I kind of need to. And because they're copy paste, I should be able to get them done relatively quickly. Yeah, the narrow hallway is not something I've considered using before. I like it. It works. I just haven't considered using it before. Shared wall parts, theme 2. Grab another one of you and just place you on top. And then we'll just choose one of these two to work with here. Probably this one, that it matches. If we can get it to match. Of course we can. There we go. And 2 little archive spaces back there. That won't be any trouble. We'll probably have different wallpapers for the archive spaces. Probably. We'll see. That'll be the archives. We've got one more angled wall to work with over here. But before I do that, I want to make sure I can get the main wall taken. The main wall's taken care of. At least figure out the window system here on the main wall. That way, when I go to angle the slanted wall, I've got something to base it off of. Yeah, that works there. Ooh, you know what also would have worked perfectly over here? I don't know why I didn't do this instead, so that it's less for me to worry about, even though the wallpapers are going to be different anyway. But just because I'm ornery about this. There we go. There we go. Completely unnecessary. I just really felt like doing that. We can do the same in here, honestly. No harm. If I don't end up changing the wallpapers, it helps. It certainly helps. Why not? We'll go for a window piece here. Yeah. Why not? Just can't do it over here. Yeah, no, we're worrying about something else over here. Yep, that'll do. That'll do for that one. Then we'll have to do the same over here. Again, shouldn't be the most difficult thing in the world, but you know, want to make sure I get it right. Gotta make sure I get it right. Go 45 degrees. Let's see, does that work? Alright, I think that works fine for this wall. Yep. No, not that we're doing anything with this interior corner, but nothing fading through. Alright, good. Good. Ah. Alright, we're also putting in one of these guys here. These two rooms, neither of them will have a window, and you guys will see why later. Later, if we eventually get into it today, I'll tell you. But if not, I'll save it for tomorrow. It'll be a nice little surprise. Nice little surprise. All right, we got the double window set up. These guys. And then what I think I'm gonna do is try and center the windows here, because we've got the room to do it. So why not? If I put different wallpapers in each of these rooms, just in case, I'm going to use the half walls there. Okay, good. I like that. Yeah, that works. That works very well. What this allows is I can create a standard pattern for each of these offices, and I just modify it slightly, just enough for each of the individual rooms themselves. Yeah, that'll be good. That will be very good. All right, let's get the corners in. Don't need that corner. I'll grab this guy. And then one up here. Okay. We're gonna walk over here and see how I like it. Okay, seriously? Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's a bit complex, you know, a bit complex, but it's good. It's good. I think we will keep the stairs there. We'll work on a. We won't have a third floor. We'll have a balcony. Yeah, we'll have a balcony that can be accessed. Well, not a balcony. Well, just a roof access, not even a balcony access. Just roof access. Ugh, all right, cool. Cool. Now we just have to build the thing, which you would hope wouldn't be the most complex thing in the world. However, this is us we're talking about here. We like to make things more complicated than they need to be. That's kind of our thing. It's kind of our thing. But how is that going to look? That's the question. What is that going to look like? What is that going to look like? I mean, the only thing we can do is actually get in there and work with it. So how about we place the wallpapers down first? We'll place the wallpapers down first. That should be the easiest part of this job. Really, everything considered, that should be rather simple to take care of. Is wallpapers first. We know generally what the layout's going to be. So we'll do that. Yeah, what's easier than the bathrooms? Because the bathrooms are all cookie cutter. You know exactly how the bathroom is going to look. Done it enough times already. Grab a couple of you. And of course, before I forget, grab a couple of these guys. Yeah, the hallway system, that's not going to be a problem. We're going to put wood trim. That's all good on the hallway system. It's the rooms themselves, if we can get them all detailed properly, then that will certainly help us to figure out what to tackle and when. It certainly helps to figure out what's going on. All right, for the archive rooms, we're gonna put the wood wall panel. We're gonna put the wood wall panel in here for the archive rooms because really they're just, I mean, we're just turning 2 rooms into one. We're turning each of these rooms into archive spaces. Ugh. We've got you, and then we'll use these for one other space. Well, 2 other spaces, but you'll see what I mean. Oof. Also, I meant to put entirely different wallpaper pieces over there. How did I mess that up? I even said it. How did I mess it up? Alright, that was particularly bad. Why did I go all the way over there? I didn't need to. I just needed this guy. Oh, come on. This is not this difficult. I'm just really out of it right now. Now, what we wanted over here was the wood paneling. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You know exactly what's going on. You got it. All right. Well, because you guessed it, yes, that is correct. That is correct, Al. These are this one right here. This is going to be the interrogation room, and we'll set up security cameras and stuff, and this will be the the actual I forget what the room is called. I don't know if there is a name for it, but this will be where you have the detectives looking over all the footage of the interrogation. Yeah, that'll be in here. So one of these will be evidence. Actually, these could probably both be evidence lockup, you know, not archives, just evidence lockup. That would work. We're just gonna put some lockers in here anyway. Nothing particularly crazy. Part of me wants to try and modify the floor even for this space, although I don't know what that would look like. I don't know how I would make that modification, if at all. But we'll see. We'll see. Next thing, however, we're gonna do, put all the wallpaper trims up. All right, good. Okay. Making sure, yeah. Okay, now just the normal wallpaper trim pieces. We won't have anything on the on these sections jutting out, just because that's the nature of it. That's okay. You won't need anything on those sections. Don't mind me, I'm just laughing to myself like a psychopath. Don't mind me. Alright, we need, I think, just a single 3-piecer? Yeah? Yeah, just one 3-piecer. Cool. Unless, of course, I put wallpaper trim on the interiors, but we'll get there when we get there. Not gonna complicate things too much, not now. There we go. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, that works. That works very well. Very, very well. Very different layout, very different styles right now, but we could probably work that into the lore. You know, we could probably work that in. Figure out a way to explain it. I'll think about it. I'll think about something that doesn't sound stupid, and then I'll make sure to add it to the lore whenever I do the tour for the overall settlement. I'll make sure to add that in. All right, cool. Well, what is next? What are we doing next? We've got just about half an hour. So we're gonna take care of a couple of simple bits. We're gonna work on the archives. You know, it'll be both. It'll be one of them will be archives, one of them will be evidence lockup. So we just do a filing cabinet on one of them and then a bunch of lockers for the other. That's what we'll do. Yeah. Not just a filing cabinet, you know what I mean. Filing cabinets, plural. We'll put some filing cabinets in here for one of them, for the archives. That would be funny. You know, all you need in the archives is just one filing cabinet. That's the way it works, ladies and gents. That's the way it works. And we'll have all of these closed up with the assumption that the only reason you'd be coming in here is if you needed to retrieve a piece of evidence, or rather an archived file. So you should probably close these back up when you're done with them. There's no good reason not to. We'll just have it be there. And we'll say that this is all we need right now, because this is just for like we'll say all of the files, that all of the completely unimportant files of the old world have just been chucked, you know. Any criminal records, anything like that, other than for formatting, so that there's, you know, one consistent way to format everything that everybody knows how to use. There's no real need to keep all those old files, because they're all dead now anyway. So all of these can just be, you know, emptied and used within the last 9 years. So you know, eventually they'll need a larger archive space. Eventually, they're good for now. They're good for now. Yeah, if they needed more archive space, we could probably carve some more out over here. But that'll be good for that. In here, we'll go with the locker setup. And again, the same thing goes. Alright, we can get 5 in here. That's fine. What we'll do... We'll grab those. Yeah, nice. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Well, that certainly works. The door's gonna be weird, phasing through, but... I'm not gonna be picky about this. I'm not gonna be picky about the doors for these rooms. These are terrible angled shapes anyway. It's not worth my time to be picky about those rooms. It's really not worth my time. Okay. We've got bathrooms to work on, and the bathrooms are very standardized, so this should be a breeze. All right. All right, good. Good. The mirrors are set. We'll go with the toilets next. Because Lord knows those aren't the most fun things to place. Not that we have too much trouble. We've got guiding lines for where we're placing them. It's helpful. It's very helpful to have guiding lines. There we go. Then we'll place these guys. There we go. Got those guys lined up. For the sake of simplicity, we'll place the urinal next. It's right here anyway. You know, not a massive problem for us. There we go. At least it's not a trough. Let's be completely fair here. At least it's not a at least it's not a trough. They're just the worst. Just the worst. This is probably going to be a little gross to some of you, but if you're one of the fellas out there and you've ever had to pee in a trough, you understand how terrible those things are. They're just the worst. They're just absolutely horrendous. Truly just evil inventions. Evil inventions. Now I get it. They're useful. And it's more efficient than having a bunch of urinals, but also just horrendous. Just absolutely horrendous. All right. Now we got the toilet paper. All right, good. And two more over here. Granted, I think that, you know, there's worse things to worry about in the apocalypse than the trough. For instance, these toilets are not in stalls. You're just there. You're just hanging with the guys. You're just hanging with the guys in the work restroom. Okay, I think that's both the restrooms taken care of. We'll put the ceiling up later. How we doing? I could do that now. Oh, the bidet. Yeah, the bidets. The bidets are a special beast. Yeah, they're also not very fun. Bidets, not my favorite. Not my favorite. I prefer not to have water shooting in that direction, if I can help it. I get that there's supposed to be some sort of like hygiene thing. Oh, they're cleaner or whatever. No, I trust myself more than I trust a machine. I'm not gonna have, you know, I'm not gonna have a machine shooting water in that direction if I can help it. If I can help it, that's not preferable at the very least. That is not the goal. Yeah. Honestly, the weirdest part to me is that they're called bidets because that's a French word. Bidet. That's the weirdest part to me, is that that's what they're called. That shouldn't be the weirdest part to me. I know that shouldn't be the weirdest part to me. The weirdest part to me should be, I don't know, the water shooting at me. That should probably be the weirdest part. But nope, it's the name. It's the name because I'm probably a little bit autistic. No, I mean that with all love. I mean that with all love. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what, yes. The ones that are literally just, okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, those shouldn't exist anymore. There's no good reason. Well, actually, I guess, where in Asia were you when you had to use one of those? Oh, okay. That was my reading comprehension. That's my bad. That's my bad. That's my bad. That's my bad. That is totally my reading comprehension. I thought that you were like visiting Asia or something. No, you just had to use one. Okay. Well, that sucks. That's even worse. That's even worse at that point. Oof. Yeah, man, I feel bad for you now. Ouch. Probably literally ouch. Oh, well, I don't like that the only ones of these are the broken ones. That's not fun. But I will do what I can with them. Yeah, that bothers me, but oh well, it's the way that has to work. Alright, cool. It certainly makes me feel like we got more done than we did. Although, we did get a significant amount of stuff done. We finished up the entirety of the first floor. Which saying a lot because I totally just messed. I totally had a corrupted save that was just ugh. So we did get a lot done. Maybe it's because it's not been, you know, it feels like I've not gotten a whole lot done because it's been less than a day since I last touched this. It's been closer to like 20 hours since I touched this. Ugh. Okay. Let's see. What else can we get? Not really anything else, can we? Can't really get anything else done here. Well, we could get ooh, maybe temporarily we can get one other piece of this done. Temporarily we can go like that. Yeah, because that's gonna be annoying anyway. This whole interior section. Ah. There we go. That way it's all heading in the same direction. We'll put some ledges up. We'll have to. I'll also have to do that over here for these sections. And that'll probably be it for now. I'm checking. Yeah, no, the rest of this will be, well, as much of it as we can get done will be tomorrow. And probably Friday as well. Probably Friday as well. This will likely be a 4-part build. But really it's just the scale of this thing, man. Oof, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's quite a lot. It's got a similar footprint, I think. Similar footprint, although the room distribution is definitely different. Similar footprint to the Jamaica Plains Town Hall. Yeah. Very similar footprint. Also, I could probably make comparisons to the Public Occurrences building, but Public Occurrences is 3 stories tall. I'm not. Yeah, that's a different beast in and of itself. All right, well, let's go ahead and grab a screenshot. I don't have too many clever things to say here. Let's go ahead and grab a screenshot. Before I do, of course, I'm going to have to make an actual save. I'm going to make 2 saves just in case. And then if I were to load them, okay, they're right there. Good. Good. And we'll grab a couple. I don't know. I'll decide which of these gets it in a second here. I'll probably leave one of the low angle for the final piece, but I don't know. Not that I already used a low angle, but still, probably wait for the final piece. All right, well, that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, I know it's been a lot lower energy than usual. Much more laid back than the last couple episodes, but it's been a tiring, very tiring day. Very, very exhausting day. And we will have a lot more energy tomorrow when we come back for this stuff. If you've been watching live, thank you very much for watching live. If you're not already, consider following me here on Kick in order to be notified as soon as I go live with any of these. If you're not watching on Kick, you're watching the VOD on the VODs channel, thank you very much for doing so. For those of you who are watching live and haven't been over to the VODs channel, because I don't know, maybe someone new is here, that is youtube.com/@CN_games or just CN Games on YouTube. It's got a very similar profile picture to the one I've got here on Kick. And if you are watching on the VODs channel, once again, thank you very much for watching. Consider leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing if you haven't already. It means the world to me. It really helps me in the algorithm, of course. But if you've heard some of the rambling I've done here today, it means the world to me that all of you who have subscribed and watched have done so already. A bit of a dream come true, really. Well, a bit of a dream still, but you know, I get the sense that with enough hard work, it will become a dream come true. Yeah, I don't want to get too sappy about this, but thank you guys for watching. If you are watching on the VODs channel and you haven't seen the previous episodes, you want to get caught up, we've got 44 other episodes of just Fallout for you to watch. More than half of which, in fact, I think about 2/3 of which are just for Jamaica Plains. We've also finished the castle, and there's a settlement build video up there for the castle if you just want the tour. Yeah, lots of stuff, lots and lots of stuff. I'm still looking for other games I could play whenever we're done with Fallout, because it might take the rest of the year to finish this. I don't know. It could be a while. It could be quite a while. I'm expecting it to take a while. Yeah, I'm expecting it to be expecting it to be a large project to get all of these settlements completed. But that really just comes down to what each of these settlements is going to be about. So we'll see. We'll see. But in the description of each and every single one of my VODs, go ahead and look there for all of the settlement mods that I'm using. If you want the name for each and every single one of those settlement mods, they're there. We're, I think, around 54 right now. About 54 settlement mods. Which is kind of absurd. That's almost a fifth of all the mods. Well, that's more than a fifth. Yeah. That's more than a fifth. That's yeah, it's too many. It's too many settlement mods, for sure. But yeah, we've got all of them are named in the description. You can look them up on Nexus or on the Bethesda mod page. I assume most of them are on the Bethesda mod page, but if not, definitely the Nexus mod page. I've also got links to my social media. If you want to follow me on Twitter or X or whatever you call it, you can you'll get notifications as soon as I go live, because I always manually update my Twitter to let everybody know when that happens. Same on my VODs channel on YouTube. That's why you turn on the notifications. You'll get community posts as to when I'm going live over here on Kick. I've also got my Instagram in the description if you want to see some of my photography. I've got more photos I need to upload and a lot of stuff that I need to upload in this last year. But that's over there if you want to check out some of that. There's also, and I've deliberately left it till the end this time, instead of forgetting about it and then pulling it up at the end. There are ways you can support me monetarily if that's your kind of thing. If you've listened to me talk at all today, you know this is a great passion of mine and would be an amazing job for me to have at some point. If you don't want to pay, do not worry. I'm not going to sit here and ask you to pay for anything. This content is available to you whether or not you do end up supporting me monetarily, because I'm passionate about this and I'm happy to provide you guys with something that matters to you. You guys are smart enough to know how money works. You get it. If I can afford to do something, I can do more of that thing. But I'm not gonna sit here and lecture you about money, because that would be a complete and total waste of everybody's time. What I'm trying to say is I'm very exhausted. I need to sleep, but more importantly, I need to make sure that this VOD gets rendered and uploaded in a timely manner. So I'm gonna clock out. I will see you guys tomorrow at approximately the same bat time, which is 4:30 Central for those of you who are new. And definitely on the same bat channel. All right, have a good one.